Ken McGeorge, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the York Foundation. York Foundation is the fundraising arm for the York Care Centre. When we set up York Foundation, we found right away that we were up against a very difficult problem. The problem being the public had no idea why they should give money to a nursing home. And so we decided to embark on a campaign, and then in that process needed a leader who would share our vision, and we went after a lot of soul searching to Fred Barstow. His name just kept coming up and up and up. First of all, this man is a man of incredible principle, absolutely driven by principle. And the principles he holds dear to his heart are, I suspect, the same principles that he grew up with and had ingrained in him by loving parents. But he has stayed true to those principles. A man of high integrity, universally respected everywhere you go in the city. Great family man, we learned that early. He just absolutely dotes on his grandchildren and his kids. Fiercely loyal to his family and to his dear wife, Dixie. And he's very proud of the long marriage that they've had.
You go through York Care Centre today, it is so nice, and so much nicer than it was when I first was given a tour by Ken McGeorge. I said, "Don't you find this depressing?" And Ken said, "I find it exciting."
You talk to Fred for 5 minutes and you know his heart. And about the cause that we were discussing in the Transforming Care campaign, which is the care of an aging population, he just, his passion came out.
Mostly it's about gathering volunteers. I mean, I've been involved for years and years with the Chamber of Commerce, and you get to know an awful lot of people, of course, and so you can always find that you're only 1 or 2 degrees of separation from people in this city.
When we nominated Fred Barstow for this award, the Transforming Care campaign, of course, was pivotal in our view. But in the process, we did some other research. He had been awarded the Order of New Brunswick, and that file has records of many achievements across the province and across Atlantic Canada that have his name attached to them. And then, of course, the Chamber recognized him as a distinguished citizen last year. And through all of that process, learned that his reach is pretty broad. Well, Fred, my friend, congratulations. This has been a great journey that neither one of us expected when we started on it, but you've been selected for a wonderful award, well deserved. Congratulations again, and thanks, Dixie, for loaning him to us.
Let me take this opportunity on behalf of my colleagues on council to congratulate Fred Barstow. Fred has been involved in this community for as long as I can remember. Lately, with York Manor and all the fine work that he's done, he has given so much and expected so little in return. These awards are just basically the frosting on the cake, because it's the peers and the community recognizing through philanthropy the wonderful job that Fred's done. Congratulations, Fred.
Thanksgiving of last fall, Jason was away on a hiking trip, and I was home with the kids having a sleepover, and the phone rang. It was the alarm company saying that the fire alarm was going off at our building. I drove down just to check things out, see if it was another false alarm, and this time it wasn't. The fire trucks were out front, the road was blocked off, the fire was already in progress. I realized it was serious, but I still thought in my mind that maybe they'll get the fire out. The fire was very, very intense, so it didn't look like the building was going to survive.
I'm Catherine Lawrence, and I'm in the future home of Isaac's Way Restaurant, the York County Courthouse. The fire was on Thanksgiving weekend, and then the community, there was 7 or 8 of us, met together a few days later to see what we could do to help and what the real loss was as far as charity work. And my first interaction with Jason that one night was just that a phone call came to our little group in the boardroom to say, don't worry about the business. We're worried about the people that lived in the apartment, and we want to help take care of them, but please, when you meet, don't worry about the business. That first day after the fire, they were taking time out of their inspections and fire investigations to try to help some of the residents personally.
When I showed up to the first meeting, they had kind of created 4 pillars around what the Friends of Isaac's Way was to represent. Primarily, it was to provide assistance and financial support to the tenants of the rooming house, to provide assistance and transitional funding to our employees. Pillar 3 was to make sure that the Wilmot United Church Drop-In Center got fed on Saturday night and moving forward continued to be fed. And part 4 was to raise money to fund the children's art activities that would have been funded through our silent art auction.
The outpouring of community support was just amazing. I couldn't believe it. So many of us actually did not know what Isaac's Way was doing. Jason and Tina, every Saturday night for over 10 years, had been feeding the needy of our neighborhood. Now the Wilmot Church Drop-In Center had no one to cook for 30 or 40 people.
I think I did a posting on Facebook and just kind of reached out, and automatically the Delta picked up right away. I got a response from Sarah Holyoke at the Delta, and she made an immediate commitment to take care of it for 6 months. She said, I will take care of 1 week for 6 months. So then I said, well, now it's time to start knocking on some doors. So I think the next door I knocked on was to go talk to a friend of mine, Barry Hughes, who owns Dolan's Pub, and Barry stepped up right away as well. There was no question, or it's like, how can I help? Then Cora's came on board after that, and we were left with 1 empty week. Tina and I also own part of the M&T Deli, so we had access to a commercial kitchen, and some of our staff said, we'd like to continue doing this. And we thought, what a cool thing if we could continue doing this as a restaurant family, continue to feed the drop-in center. And that was financially doable for us and time-wise very doable for us. So that's how we moved on. And it's about 6 months are about done, but we'll get through to when we open downstairs.
We have approximately 3 auctions a year. We raise about $10,000 a year for kids in need, and it's always to help with the arts. So music lessons, theater lessons, dance school.
Since I've gone through school, arts and culture has really kind of been eliminated from a lot of school curriculum, and it becomes really only kids with a lot of financial ability have the opportunity to participate in it now. So we thought this was a real cool thing we could do for kids, and have kids that didn't have the opportunity, provide them that opportunity and expose them to things that they may not otherwise get an exposure to. We've always kind of had a cup half full mentality about how we lead our life, so the thoughts never tended to go to the negative from day one. There's never been a tear shed over it. You just kind of accept what you have and what has become of your business, and you look for opportunities to move forward.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Jason and Tina. You know, here's a couple that really epitomizes what community is all about. Through adversity, they've come out stronger. Their contribution to the community, most people wouldn't even know. And that's not the reason they do it. They do it because it's the right thing to do. We wish them well in their new location, and we wish them well in continuing to serve this wonderful community of Fredericton. Congratulations.